So, I wanted to take a few minutes with this video to talk about 3 interesting PlayStation 5 stories, and if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it, and as always, it's very much appreciated. Now, the stories I wanted to dive into today includes Naughty Dog's next PlayStation 5 exclusive, Mark Cerny confirms great news for PlayStation 5 players, and graphics upgrade 3.0 release date leak. First, yes or no, are you a part of the current PlayStation 5 beta update 8.0 or not? I'm curious to see how many of you are in there playing around with these features, because we're going to be talking about one of the bigger ones today. So comment below yes or no if you're in the PlayStation 5 beta or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now diving into the first story of the video, Naughty Dog's next PlayStation 5 exclusive. Reading from Push Square, while it was never really in doubt, Neil Druckmann has confirmed he's writing and directing an unannounced PlayStation 5 game. Shuffles within Naughty Dog's executive ranks recently saw The Last of Us creator promoted to co-studio head, but it looks like he's going to retain a highly creative role within the company as he turns his attention to the developer's next project. There's speculation that this will be The Last of Us Part 3, but there's also been talk of a new intellectual property being in the pipeline at the Californian company. Obviously, it's been over 3 years since The Last of Us Part 2 launched, and while the teams remade the original game and TV show in the interim, it sounds like its long-anticipated standalone multiplayer spinoff has gone back to the drawing board. So, it hurts to hear about Factions 2 like this being pushed back, but I'm here for it when it drops, which is hopefully next year. Finally, they need to release what they have at this point, and it's an online game. Just build on it and move forward. But beyond that, in terms of what Naughty Dog has in the works, the rumors / reports have them potentially working on The Last of Us Part 2 PlayStation 5 Director's Cut, which I assume they probably already have ready at this point and are just holding on to it until maybe the second season of the show. Beyond that, a new IP is next from Naughty Dog, with The Last of Us Part 3 potentially being the game after that, set to release maybe near the end of the generation. So hopefully Factions 2 next, The Last of Us Part 2 Director's Cut, after that a new IP hopefully, and then potentially later on, The Last of Us Part 3. Of course, that's just rumors and reports for the time being. As for their new IP, rumors have it potentially set in a sci-fi world, but some are also throwing around the possibility of it being in a fantasy setting as well. I'd personally rather want it to be a sci-fi title if I had the choice between the two, but that's just me. Considering it's been 3 years since their last new release with The Last of Us Part 2, I'd assume their next title is possibly set for maybe late 2024, 2025 in that time frame, because it would have been about 4 to 5 years by then since The Last of Us Part 2, and I don't think the whole team has been working on Factions or The Last of Us remake. Now diving into the second story of the video, Mark Cerny confirms great news for PlayStation 5 gamers. Reading from Push Square, Mark Cerny, the lead architect of the PlayStation 5, has sent a candid letter to tech experts Digital Foundry explaining exactly how Dolby Atmos works with the system's upcoming firmware update. Fans had been hoping for the surround sound functionality to be supported from day one, but instead Sony emphasized its own proprietary Tempest audio engine. But according to the Marble Madness maker, this won't change much when it comes to audio engineering for the console. Up until the most recent update, the Tempest engine would render the information in the ambisonic channels into headphones, stereo TV speakers, and 5.1 and 7.1 audio setups, he explained. Now 7.1.4 has been introduced with its 4 overhead speakers, but really nothing changes in the overall Tempest rendering strategy. The 36 ambisonic channels already include audio coming from all directions, including above the player. He added, it is true that the game teams could not test with these speaker setups, but support should be pretty automatic. The necessary game audio data is already there in ambisonic form. Going forward, there is an opportunity for improvement as the sound engineers can verify the highest quality of audio on 7.1.4 speaker setups as well. So in other words, the Tempest audio system is already rendering sound in a 3D space, and that that information is then simply being mapped to the Dolby Atmos format when a user has the requisite hardware. Moving forward, audio engineering teams will likely test their mixes in 7.1.4 speaker setups for optimal quality, but the transition should be fairly automatic even in games programmed before the firmware update. So it's clear that Mark Cerny thought this process through for the audio setup to make it easy for developers / engineers to move their audio setups to from the Tempest 3D audio setup to Dolby Atmos. One of the biggest things that Digital Foundry has pointed out with this new Dolby Atmos setup on PlayStation 5 is that there's no lag here, while on Xbox there is. So when you play on Xbox, there's slightly a bit of lag, but on PlayStation 5 there isn't. They do point out the audio is slightly better on Xbox, since I assume those audio mixes were made originally for Dolby Atmos, but the lag is so noticeable that they just eventually just turn it off and not use it altogether. Mark Cerny here strikes again with developing for the developer and for the gamer. It's impressive what he can do, and I'm excited to see what he does for the PlayStation 5 Pro and the PlayStation 6. But you guys let me know if you care about Dolby Atmos audio or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And now diving into the final story of the video, graphics upgrade 3.0. So it's been months since we've spoken about FSR, but as I've said before, when things come up, I'll share it with you guys. There just really hasn't been anything for a while until now. Quick refresher, FSR or Fidelity Effect Super Resolution is what AMD uses to upscale games while maintaining performance. Past testing on FSR 2.0 or 2.2 has revealed that games still look great, as good as 4K sometimes, but it also gives players access to much higher FPS counts. So boosting something like 1440p to 4K, and it looks like 4K, but now you can run that game at 60 FPS or higher, for example. FSR 3 is the next overhaul to this tool. They plan to achieve more frames per second by using frame interpolation, which essentially involves creating frames within frames to provide for a smoother image, a higher FPS count. There are issues with doing something like this, and AMD has acknowledged that, and they've been working on it since earlier this year. Another big push that AMD is highlighting is how easy it'll be to transition from FSR 2 to 3, which is great to hear because that just means more games will get this upgrade faster, which benefits us and saves developers time. The new information today is that Moore's Law is Dead has leaked when FSR 3 should release. In one of his recent videos, he states that FSR 3 should be releasing in Q4 this year, with it most likely releasing next month in September. I'm excited to see what we get here finally and how test results come out, and considering it'll be easier for developers to move over to FSR 3.0, hopefully this means more FSR 3.0 games on PlayStation 5, meaning more 60 FPS titles on PlayStation 5. But you guys let me know if you're excited to hopefully get more 60 FPS titles on PlayStation 5 or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, as it always helps, and subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is the body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with Bring On the Performance. Obviously, this is in reference to FSR 3.0. Hopefully, we get some solid testing results next month. I'm excited for it. If you are as well, destroy the comment section with Bring On the Performance, and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now, I'll check you guys out on the next one.